First of all, is the market nowadays, M&A, and where do you see things for the second half of the year?
Well, I think the second half of 2009 will be much different than the first half, and we're already seeing some signs of this. But what's really material is how people are talking about the market. I mean, today they're talking about, asking questions like, when is it going to return? How quickly will it return? In January, they were asking, how far will it fall? When will it stop falling? And, that sentiment is really very material.
What is driving that sentiment, do you think?
When you look at the supply-demand equation in this market, it really is amazing. Look at the supply first. If you look at all the pent-up supply of deals that have been on hold waiting for the market to turn, plus the ones that are in the market now, it really is material. At Harris Williams Company, those two buckets make up about a 2-year supply. And when the market comes back, all that flushes through the market very quickly. And that's pretty material. If you look at the demand side, private equity groups and corporations have a lot of money sitting on the sidelines ready to go. And when those two things come together, it really does create for a lot of activity.
Private equities, they've been on the sidelines for a while, and people have been waiting for them to come back and waiting for them to come back, partly driven by unrealistic demands from sellers. Is that something that you see changing?
Yeah, we do. A lot of the pricing has started to adjust, and we think private equity will be very active. Obviously, everybody talks about the amount of money that's on the sidelines, but keep in mind that the private equity world is one of the most creative, entrepreneurial environments there is, with very, very bright people. It doesn't take long for them to figure out how to get deals done. And we've heard a lot of private equity professionals say that this is the best buying opportunity of their career.
What about financing? Is that available?
That's the key question. We are seeing some bright spots. In the last 30 days, we've really seen that market improve. Some deals are getting done, not at the multiples they used to, but you got to keep in mind, you don't need those huge debt multiples to have a thriving M&A market. 4.5 times total debt will be fine. It doesn't have to be 6 to 7. And the market is not very deep. In fact, I heard someone this morning describe it as the baby pool instead of the deep end of the big pool. But we are seeing deals get done. The high yield market has come back a little bit. Too early to call it a trend, and the debt market does need to get healthier before we really see a resurgence in M&A, but it's a good sign.
Who are those lenders, and where are they coming from? Are there any new niche players out there? Is it,
a lot of the similar names from the last market, but a lot of new names. A lot of the regional banks are stepping in. They may not lead a deal, but they'll be a part of the deal, and particularly when the transaction is in their regional area.
So it sounds like everything is kind of poised for a nice bit of a M&A rally here in the last half of the year and first part of 2010 perhaps. What do you see that could potentially upset the apple cart? I mean, are there any gray clouds on the horizon, to use another cliche?
Yeah, in this market of volatility, you never know what's around the corner. But the fundamentals of the private market are ready for a resurgence. Could it take longer than we think? It could. And so while we think we'll start seeing the turn in the back half of 2009, will it be as prominent as we think with this activity I described? It could be into 2010, but the stage is set.